Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 622, The Cycle of Impostor Syndrome. There's Stanley hanging out, waiting for his breakfast. Alright. Cycle of Impostor Syndrome. It starts with you weren't good enough. At some point in your past, you failed, or people didn't support you like you needed to build a stronger foundation for whatever you were doing. But then it also comes back to you, and this is me, where I looked critically at my youth, and I wanted to do lots of things, and I failed at a lot of them because I didn't do them. I wanted this, and I wanted people to say, oh yes, cool, you're a writer, without actually having written. And then when they didn't, or they questioned it, well, what have you written? Can I read it? Well, no. Of course they're going to be skeptical. So it starts there, and it builds. Oh, I'm such a failure. But look at the past. Okay, what didn't you follow through on, and what did you follow through on, and then didn't get the support? Find where that the causal relationship exists. Did you get the support first or later? Did you seek the support before you earned it? And that's part of the challenge with questioning, am I good enough? Yes, I wrote this book. I gave it to somebody. They read it and said, this isn't very good. Now, were they trying to push you down, or were they actually trying to help? And many times, for new people, they're trying to help because this is an adult. They've written a lot, or they've read a lot of stuff. They know what compels them and what they like. They also may not be in your genre that you're trying to write. I gave my very first handwritten book, which I do have behind me, to another individual, and he read it and said, hey, pretty neat. Okay, good enough. Gave me what I needed to know, that it was good enough. Also understanding that you can do a lot better. Just because you read great books doesn't mean you're going to write great books. Not at the start. As you learn, then that's where the great books come. Now, the cycle is a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you question yourself, the harder it is to write a great book. And the more others question you, the harder it is to write a great book. What are you taking away from those failures? I'll use air quotes on failures. It's just not as good as you expect. So temper your expectations. But failure, look at why. I didn't get it out to people. People just aren't reading my stuff. Okay, so what do you need to do better? I need to get it out to more people. SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. What is a SMART goal that you can attach to finding more readers? So this is an element in problem solving. You have a problem. What are the tasks that can go into that will help solve that problem? So break the cycle by detailing individual tasks for what didn't go well that you need to improve upon for the next iteration. The faster you do that cycle, the better your results are going to be. And it'll get you in front of a lot of other people who lament their failures and then don't do anything about it. Just try to keep pushing that first book in a lot of cases. Like, well, I'm not going to write a second book if this first book doesn't sell. Guess what's not going to ever sell? That first book, because that's desperation. How is the second book going to be better? Is there ever going to be a second book? Readers are a skeptical bunch, appropriately so, but they're also very forgiving, especially if you write that first book and it's good and the second book is better. They will hang on for better because they're coming on that ride with you. But you got to give them that second book, and then the third book and the fourth book. The same, but better. Written with the same passion, written with the same great storyline, but better because you learned. You sold 10,000 copies of your first book. Huge. You only sold 5,000 a second. Oh man, the second book failed. No, what happened was your first book sold with a great premise. However, the second book selling only 5,000 copies. The problem may be with your first book. So critical problem-solving abilities and getting other people together to look at why didn't this work. Imposter syndrome, that's for other people. Problem solving is what professionals do. What are you going to do specifically to change today to look better tomorrow, to give you a better result tomorrow? To do that, you got to problem solve today. You write tomorrow's future today. The past is already done. So you've got issues from the past because people didn't support you when they should have, or you didn't follow through when you should have, or could have. So do it now. Write it today. Set yourself up for tomorrow by doing better than yesterday, but knowing very specifically. Use SMART goals to give yourself the actions to fix the problems. And you're not going to fix them all from 1 to the 2nd, but you might between the 2nd and the 3rd, or the 4th and the 5th, or the 9th and the 10th. I didn't make money until my 13th book. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes it takes time. If you're a writer, you'll keep writing. And if you're a good writer, you'll understand, hey, here's what I could do better, and keep doing it better and better. All right? That's how you defeat imposter syndrome. Specific tasks from this one to the next one. Improve on those and keep moving forward. Everybody has it. Everybody starts off as a bad writer until they become good by learning. Peace, fellow humans.